For 3 years, my family told everyone I was a failure. That I was broke. Lost. Still trying to figure life out. And the worst part, everyone believed them. At every family dinner, I became the joke nobody said directly to my face. At weddings, people gave me pity smiles. At Christmas, my aunts asked my brother Daniel about investments. Then turned to me with, "So Emma's still working at the diner?" I'd smile politely. And stay quiet. Because nobody knew the truth. Not the relatives. Not the guests. Not even most of the family. I secretly owned a $5 million estate. And the night my younger sister found the deed, everything exploded. My grandfather, Henry, was the only person in the family who ever truly saw me. While everyone else worshipped money and status, he cared about character. When I was little, he used to tell me, "One day, people will regret underestimating you." I never understood what he meant. Until the week before he died. He called me to his house alone. Not my parents. Not Daniel. Just me. His room smelled like old books and coffee. Weak body. Sharp eyes. He held my hand and said, "I've watched this family for 70 years, and you're the only one who never came here wanting something." Then he told me the truth. He had changed his will. A private estate outside the city, worth nearly $5 million, was being left entirely to me. I couldn't even speak. "Why me?" I whispered. He smiled softly. "Because kindness is rarer than money." After the funeral, my parents found out before everyone else. And instead of being happy, they panicked. "Don't tell anyone yet," my mother said quickly. "You know how greedy this family can get," my father added. At first, I believed them. Until I realized the real reason. If the family discovered that the failure daughter had inherited the biggest asset in the family, their perfect image would collapse. So they created a story. Emma the struggling waitress. Emma the disappointment. Emma the broke daughter who never succeeded. And for 3 years, they repeated that lie to everyone. The crazy part, I actually liked my simple life. I still worked at the diner sometimes. Nobody there cared about fake status. Nobody measured human worth by money. Meanwhile, my brother Daniel became the golden child. Luxury cars. Designer suits. Finance career. My parents showed him off like a trophy. And me? At a cousin's wedding, my own mother introduced me by saying, "This is Emma, she's still figuring things out." People nodded awkwardly. Then walked away. That moment broke something inside me. But I still stayed silent. The only person who never treated me differently was my younger sister, Lily. Smart. Observant. Impossible to fool. One night after dinner, she sat beside me on the porch and asked, "Why do you let them talk about you like that?" I forced a smile. "Because it's easier." She looked me dead in the eyes. "No, it's not." Everything finally collapsed on my mother's birthday. The entire family was there. Crystal glasses. Expensive decorations. Fake laughter filling the room. I was helping clean dishes in the kitchen when I heard my aunt laughing loudly. Poor Emma still serving tables while Daniel invests in skyscrapers. The whole table laughed. Including my mother. I froze. Lily looked at me for 1 second. And something inside her snapped. Without saying a word, she grabbed my hand and pulled me upstairs. Into the attic. "Lily, what are you doing?" "I'm done with their lies." She started opening storage boxes. Old papers. Files. Documents everywhere. Then suddenly, she stopped. Her face went pale. "Emma. In her hands was a dark blue folder. My stomach dropped instantly. She opened it slowly and whispered, "This says you own a $4.7 million estate." Silence. For the first time in 3 years, I told someone everything. Grandpa's will. The inheritance. The lies. The humiliation. Lily listened quietly. But when I finished, she wasn't sad. She was furious. Before I could stop her, she marched downstairs holding the deed, pushed open the dining room doors, and dropped the papers directly onto the table. The room went silent. "You all owe Emma an apology." My mother's face lost all color. Relatives grabbed the papers. Confused voices exploded across the room. "Wait, Emma owns the estate. She's rich. Grandfather left this to her." My father stood up immediately. "Lily, enough." "No," she fired back. "You lied about her for years." My mother tried defending herself. "We were protecting the family." "The family?" Lily shouted. "Or your reputation?" Nobody answered. Because everyone knew she was right. I stood slowly. Every person in that room looked at me differently now. Not with pity. Not with judgment. With shock. Daniel stared at me across the table. "You own grandfather's estate." I looked directly into his eyes. "Yes." Complete silence. Then suddenly, my aunt forced a fake smile and said, "Well, why didn't you just tell us?" And honestly, that hurt more than the lies. Because the second money entered the conversation, their respect magically appeared too. "You spent years treating me like I was worthless," I said quietly. "And all it took was one piece of paper for you to see me differently." Nobody could look me in the eye. Except Lily. She walked over and stood beside me. And somehow, that was enough. 3 months later, I sold the estate. Not because I needed money, but because I no longer wanted the weight attached to it. I bought a small beach house far away from the city. Far away from the lies. Then I called Lily. "Want to disappear somewhere new?" She laughed instantly. "Absolutely." We left without drama. No screaming match. No revenge speech. Just peace. Last week, my mother called me for the first time in months. She asked, "How are you doing?" I looked out at the ocean from my porch, smiled, and replied, "Better than ever." And for the first time in years,